I can't make anybody fight anybody. I can do the best I can to put together fights and make them happen. Jose Aldo and I will get together probably next week, and we'll talk about this. I mean, I think he's being a little ridiculous about this. I'll get him a fight. I'll get him a fight all day long. I mean, if you look at that division, it's stacked. Holloway's ready. He wants to fight. Anthony Pettis is in that division now. There's a lot of talented guys there that he can fight. I can't make Conor McGregor fight anybody. And obviously, everybody wants to fight. I'm waiting for Joanna Jędrzejczyk to call out Conor McGregor.
So, Jose Aldo is one of the most boring guys in MMA.
Ever. And his skills are unquestionable. And frankly, his fights are pretty fun to watch, too. I don't know what's boring about the guy. I really don't know.
That fight with Edgar was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think you could point to plenty of his fights and go, wow, that was fun to watch. For some reason, there's something boring about the guy. And the only time something exciting comes about, the only time we can even discuss him on this show, as great as he is when he's tied up in some kind of conflict or controversy with the UFC. So a couple of weeks ago, he asked for his release. He said, I don't care if I have to leave the sport and go pursue something different. I like soccer. I like lots of other things. I don't want to do this anymore. He's blaming the company. How is it their fault? He's upset because he's saying, well, I got a call that said I'm fighting Conor McGregor, and now I find out I'm not fighting Conor McGregor, so you guys are liars. It's like, man, that's not a lie. It's just things just change. Your deal is the same deal. You got to go out there. You got to fight in the same rules with the same amount of time, in the same weight class, for the same money, for the same championship, of which he has. He is the interim champion. He's got to go out and defend that. Or Conor gets stripped and he fights for the undisputed title. What I'm saying is nothing changed for Jose, and he's all pissed off. Now, where I'm going with that's recapping. I'm going back 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever this came out. It comes out this morning, word out of Brazil, Jose, to fulfill his UFC contract. He's so upset. He said, I will go out and take a dive if that's what I have to do.
Oh, my God.
I will go out and take a dive.
Oh, my God. You're kidding me.
No, to fulfill my contract so I can be free.
Who let him say that?
I don't understand I just don't get it. I don't get where his anger is. I don't how it's
How do you license that guy now?
Yeah, after he said he'd take a dive, you got a big problem.
That's the dumbest thing. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I gamble. I love to gamble. And that guy just said he's going to go take a dive? Boy, there's the only thing in this world worse than... There's a lot of things worse than it, but fixing
in the MMA world, right? There's nothing worse than a dive.
In sports, there's nothing worse than a dive.
It's the number one offense.
Wow.
I had never thought about it in those terms, actually, till you just said that, but you're right. You're right. He needs to explain that. I never thought about it in those terms.
Well, if he wants his release, boy, he said something that'll get him cut. I don't know how you put a Band-Aid on that.
No, you cannot come out and say, I'm going to take a dive and then go into a licensed contest. You're right about that.
Have you ever heard anybody say they were going to take a dive? Ever?
No.
Ever?
No. Now, I've got some legs here on my point, though, that his frustration is misplaced from the information we have, right? I mean, should he be that mad at the company because they can't get him a specific opponent? I mean, come on.
Dude, he got knocked out in 13 seconds. He got knocked out in 13 seconds. And he he needs that fight so bad. Yeah, I know he wants that fight. He looked great against Aldo or against Edgar. He looked fantastic. Okay, Conor's doing what Conor wants to do when he wants to do it. And guess what? We can't wait to see it. And Aldo, we don't care what you're doing. Okay.
That's the problem from a leverage standpoint. That's the problem that Aldo has. He does not have
This is
the
a
fans behind him.
business.
Yeah, and
the reason you get money is because it's a business.
and they don't care. That is true. If the UFC released Aldo today, he doesn't go and get swept up tomorrow by another big promotion. There does not become a bidding war over Jose Aldo. And that's not meant to pile on. That guy is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But to your point, it is a business, and this is not the guy coming in with a bunch of leverage. This is not the guy. And I always see him make the argument for himself and go, I was undefeated for 10 years, and I'm this, and man, all those things are true. All those things are true. It's got nothing to do with people tuning in and caring. And the only time we're able to talk about Jose, because he has a pretty dull personality, I don't have any other way to say it, the only time we're able to talk about him and gain some steam is when he's doing something crazy like this. It's the only thing that's interesting.
That's crazy.
He could have a fight. I've seen him go to press conferences and not say anything, and then say about his opponent, well, he can say anything he wants. We're going to fight on Saturday. Say, yeah, man, all of that's true, Jose, but today's a press conference. Do you know what that means? It means you talk today. That you're right. That's a problem.
Yeah, you don't think Nevada's going to have a problem with that?
He cannot come out and say he's going to take a dive. Now, let's defend him and just play devil's advocate real quick. Obviously, he didn't mean it. Obviously, he's trying to prove a. But well, I don't know if it's obvious. I don't know.
He just said, I'll do anything to get out of my contract, and then he said the one thing that should get him out of his contract.
Yeah, I'd take a dive.
Just